Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well. Familiar surroundings, we are back. I've literally just arrived and I'm like, you know what? I've got a preview to do. Because I did tell you guys that, yeah, there could be a chance as soon as I get down here that the preview will be released on match day itself, which is what's happening. So later on today, there's a live watch along, and then straight after, there's the match review. So make sure you guys are here for that. Much appreciated. We're back to the normal routine, right? Frequent double uploads as long as the transfer window is open. And then, like I've said, from the month of September, big things too. So make sure you stay here and you keep your eyes peeled. But we are kicking off the season. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Now, actually, let me give you a little rundown of what's happened in the league so far. To be honest, pretty expected. There's been no surprise. Actually, there's been one surprise. There's been one surprise, but not really a surprise. If you caught my Premier League predictions video, go and have a look. That was uploaded yesterday. I've just come off the plane, so like my mind's messed up in terms of time right now. Yesterday still feels like today, and I recorded the video yesterday, even though it still feels like it was today. So the last video, predictions, Premier League predictions, I did mention about the surprise, and I'll come to that in a sec actually. But we had Liverpool that won 4-2 against Bournemouth, and again, expected. But they did concede, and they conceded in the way that they conceded, and big up to Semenyo on that as well because of what he faced, and he managed to just silence the haters. Big up to him, respect. But Aston Villa Newcastle, bit of a snooze fest. I did watch that game. Nothing happened except for Aston Villa going down to 10 men, and Isak was clearly missed. Clearly, but that relationship has been completely ruptured. So we wait for Liverpool to move for him because, like I've said, I'm pretty sure that will end up happening. But 0-0. Brighton and Fulham 1-1. No surprises there. Tottenham destroyed Burnley, and by the way, Kudus and Richarlison, they look good. But again, they played Burnley. I'm not expecting them to just, you know, not show up. But they did play well, and they scored a couple of really, really good goals. Like I said, the first finish from Richarlison was good. But the second one where Kudus managed to tap the ball around the defender on the edge of the box, brings it in central to Richarlison. Fantastic first touch, acrobatic kick into the net. Beautifully worked goal. But they won 3-0 on the day. Very good result for them. And Manchester City beating Wolves at the Molineux 4-0, and all the new signings showing up. Reinders showing up, Shirky showing up, getting goals. Erling Haaland has, managed to lighten everyone's day in terms of the Fantasy Premier League. But the surprise was Sunderland beating West Ham. And not just beating them, destroying them. 3-0. Graham Potter's got to come out after the game and say that the lads gave everything. In fact, he didn't say that. What he did say was, the goals changed the game. Phenomenal analysis, that. The goals changed the game. Bloody hell. I'm waiting for something else to change the game other than goals. I'm still waiting. So, cheers, Graham, for letting us know about that. Because, yeah, we didn't work that one out. I think, you know, when I did the collab with the other lads, the Chelsea Avengers, and we all got together, there was one video, I forgot whose channel it was for. I don't know if it was for Joey's. It might have been for Joey's. No, it was Josh. It was Josh's video. And we were talking about the sack race. Yeah, I think it's pretty evident Graham Potter's going to be the first one sacked at this point. We were all talking about Andrews, and we were talking about a couple of others, and maybe, you know, Arteta gets sacked. Graham Potter's toast. Already toast. So there's that. But that's the latest in terms of the Premier League. We now dive into the big boys. Yeah, the big boys play on Sundays. And it's Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. I've got no graphics for you on here because I've literally just got back and I need to get all the latest graphics up and running. I need to go and grab them basically and make sure I've got everything lined up, which I don't. I'm halfway through. So I'm not going to show you full graphics on here for this preview, but for the next preview, they will be back. I'll do everything by word. But the latest in the Chelsea camp is that Tosin is out. Now, he's out injured, and he's out injured because of a precautionary measure. So he's not actually injured, but we're just being careful. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with what Maresca has said in the press conference prior to this game and what he has said over the last couple of days. What he has said over the last couple of days is that we need a centre-back. Levi Colwell's out. And Enzo Maresca went into the importance of illustrating the difference between the centre-back and the left centre-back and the right centre-back. And that the centre-back is different compared to the left centre-back and the right centre-back. And that whoever plays at left centre-back and right centre-back cannot play at centre-back because that role is super efficient and super important. And that is the job of Levi Colwell. Well, technically, kind of. When we talk about this, right, it's because things shift over. So when we have a fullback that inverts, you're left with a back three. And it's that centre-back in that back three, whilst whoever is inverted, that holds the most responsibility. Now, what tends to happen is when you're looking at an inverted fullback, it can be Cucurella, it can be Reece James, it can be Malo Gusto like we've seen, it can be whoever. But that centre-back, Maresca laid out the importance of Levi Colwell in that role. But then went on to illustrate that with Levi Colwell's absence, the centre-back is now even more important, and we don't have many options when it comes to players that can actually play in that role. Said the only one that can play in that role is Tosin. Which, to be fair, I agree. I agree. Someone that can actually command the back line and steer both sides of the defense. Chalobah doesn't really do that. Badiashile definitely doesn't do that. Fofana doesn't do that, but he's been out injured, so we don't even know what's going on with him. He might be available, by the way, but we don't know. Who else? I've just had a flight, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I've got jet lag. With Tosin injured, though, Maresca has laid out the importance of needing a central defender. Now, the press conference has kind of given the hint that Maresca wants to go into the market. He hasn't said that word for word, by the way. The press have had this thing of trying to make it look like Maresca's coming out and going, I want a defender. And we've also had The Athletic tell us yesterday that, or well, earlier on, whatever day it is, tell us that the club see enough options in the squad at the moment in order to go through what we need to go through till Levi Colwell comes back. Which I can understand. I can understand both sides of the argument here. Personally, I think it would be wise to go into the market. But there is also a massive opportunity for one defender here. And listen, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to show what you're made of. And I believe you can. But is it too much to ask of this certain player that I'm about to reveal right now? Maybe it's too much pressure. I don't want to do it to him, but I'm also excited because I think he's got it in him. And that's Josh Achiempong. Josh Achiempong has been trialled in pre-season as a central centre-back. And he did a good job. He can play there. He's done that before at youth level anyway. But this is asking a lot now. Like, this is the first team. And he's not exactly a main starter. But we need someone to fill in. It's your time. This is your time to shine. Because right now we've not gone into the window. And I don't know if the club are maybe looking at this and going, you know what, let's give the opportunity to see what he can do. And if we're struggling, then we have enough time to go into the market if we really want. Personally, I think Maresca wants to go into the market. Maresca has kind of alluded, though, that we need a central defender. But there was also the thing of looking internally. That was key. When he said internally, That means looking within. That doesn't mean going into the market. But he's also made it clear that he needs a centre-back. And I don't think he would be talking the way that he's talking if he sees the options in the squad. He would just be like, no, we're okay. We've got enough cover. We're good. But he didn't go down that route. He's made it clear that we need a centre-back. But who? No one knows. Does he mean to go into the market? I think he does. But he also did mention, yeah, we could look internally. The option is there internally, yes. But that option is a question mark. And that option is Achiempong. We don't know if he can hack it. So this game today against Crystal Palace is going to tell us. Basically. Today is going to tell us, because I'm going to tell you this right now. Achiempong is starting. If Tosin is out, Achiempong is starting. I can give you the back four, and I'm going to tell you the back four in a sec when I give you my team. But I think Achiempong is starting, and Achiempong is starting at centre-back, and he's going to be starting alongside Trevor Chalobah. That is what I think Maresca's going to do. And we're going to get to see what he's truly made of. Now, because of this, do not expect... Actually, depends where you place them. I was going to say, do not expect Cucurella to bomb forward as much. Because when you have, okay, so the left back, when you have Cucurella bombing forward, you have Achiempong and Trev, who's normally right centre-back, but Trev becomes the centre-back, which he just doesn't do. So maybe you switch the two. Maybe you have Trevor Chalobah that comes in as left centre-back to cover, and you have Josh Achiempong as right centre-back, who then becomes a centre-back, and then you have Reece James, who is not bombing forward as much, but is sitting. That could be a thing if Cucurella is the one to bomb forward. Alternatively, you have Cucurella to sit a little bit and Reece James to bomb forward, but that just doesn't ever happen. So I'm expecting the second variation. Maybe Trevor Chalobah, because Badiashile isn't available either. He's still injured. So if that's the case and Trevor Chalobah shifts over to the left-hand side, then we have Josh commanding the centre-back role in the exact same way that we saw him play against Bayer Leverkusen, which I was at the bridge for. And I was keeping, and he looked good. He looked comfortable. So can he do that? I hope. I hope. Well, today's going to tell us. In a competitive fixture like Crystal Palace, today's going to tell us. Now, I'm not going to say too much about the rest of the team because no one else is really injured. Everyone's available. Everyone's good to go. We're still waiting for the signings. We're still waiting for Xavi Simons, and we're still waiting for Garnacho. And look, he's already alluded, Maresca's already alluded that at left wing, we've got Tyreek George and we've got Gittins. And that might not be enough. Wow, really? Okay, we didn't know that. I wonder who we're going for. Oh, let me think. Maybe we're going for after that Garnacho guy because we've not been told about him yet, have we? Of course we have. So listen, that's going to happen. He's already made that clear. That's going to happen. He's already made it clear on Nico Jackson that he's leaving. He said, you guys know what's going on. Let's not kid ourselves. You guys know what's going on. We know the transfer market is open, so let's see what happens. He said that. So there's that. Xavi Simons, it looks like we might have a breakthrough with Nkunku. And if there's a breakthrough with Nkunku, then it means the coast is clear now to go and get Xavi Simons. Now, Xavi Simons played the first game for Leipzig, which is good. Good. It means he's fit. Good. But there was interest from Bayern Munich for Xavi Simons, and it got turned down immediately because Xavi Simons is waiting for Chelsea and Chelsea only. So we're good. This is what I'm saying. We just need a player gone. If Nkunku Jackson leaves, Xavi Simons' coast is clear. Garnacho's coming anyway. So everyone else, we know the score. For Crystal Palace, we know the score as well. Mateta's going to be starting. Eze is the one that's a question mark and might not actually be starting. If he doesn't start, then fantastic. But he might not be starting. Why? Because Tottenham are in advanced conversations with him. Yes, Tottenham. Remember I was here talking about Arsenal? Well, turns out Tottenham are beating Arsenal to him now, which is hilarious because Tottenham, like I've mentioned, are the bottlers, the king of bottlers, but Arsenal are going to be the ones to fumble to the bottlers on a signing that they actually need. I find that remarkable. I find that absolutely remarkable. And let me tell you this now. If Tottenham get Eze, oh, they're cooking. And at this point, I'm taking them seriously. Because they've got in Kudus and they've got in a couple of lads and they've got a little foundation going on, but they still bottle. But you bring in Eze and all of a sudden there is actual enough quality there in order to start talking about even breaking into the top 4. Who knows? Maybe Tottenham beat Arsenal to the top 4. It's a possibility. If they get Eze at this point, I have to take Tottenham seriously. So let's wait and see. But because of this, Eze might miss the game. He might not be available for selection because he might be leaving the club. So Tottenham, stay on the phone. Because if you stay on the phone, it means Eze doesn't play against us. And if he doesn't play against us, then that's a win. So cheers. Thank you very much. So that's the latest. So in terms of starting 11, like I would normally show you here, which I'm not going to for today only, Robert Sanchez in goal. The back 4 is as clear as day. Cucurella left back, Reece James right back, Trevor Chalobah and Josh Achempong at centre back. We move into... It's a 4-2-3-1. We've got options now, which is great. Like, I can actually sit here and go, oh, who should play? Whereas last season, I was like, okay, no, look, it's got to be this guy and this guy, because if it's not one of them, then we're stuffed. Whereas now, oh boy, we got options. So, this is fun. Okay, I would go Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, this picks itself. This picks itself. It picks itself. And we've got options. Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer just ahead of them, Esteval Willian on the right, Pedro Neto on the left, João Pedro up front. Thank you very much. Good night. Simple as that. Oh, good morning, because it's 10:30 in the morning for me right now. So that's that. I think that's clear. Is that not clear? And then you look, we got options. We got Liam Delap. We've got Gittins. We're good. We're covered. We're actually covered. Do you know what I mean? It's great to have. It's actually really, really good to have. Plus, you know, you've got Andre Santos there. We've got Asugo. There's cover. And there's going to be more. Bring on Xavi Simons and bring in Garnacho and we are more than covered. So that's my team. It picks itself. And I think that's a solid team. I think there's so much quality and so much balance there. It's ridiculous. Caicedo, Enzo, Cole Palmer just ahead, and Cole Palmer now has quality around him. He's got Caicedo and Enzo behind him. He's got Esteval on one side. He's got Pedro Neto on one side, and he's got he's got Pedro Neto on one side, and he's got João Pedro in front of him. Cole Palmer has been released from jail. He now can play the free role as he pleases, because everyone else is quality for the opposition to go, oh no, look, we got to watch out for this guy and that guy and that guy and that guy on top of Cole Palmer now. Let the games begin. So, my prediction, because of what I've just said, Crystal Palace, I'm sorry, you're going to have to be our first victims. I'm going for a Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 0. That's my prediction. Nice first day at the bridge, comfortable afternoon, solid afternoon, efficient afternoon, clinical afternoon. I think we're burying. I think we're putting the ball in the net. I think we're going to convert chances. 3-0. That's my prediction. So, let me know yours down below. And I will see all of you on the watch along later on today. Much appreciated. Make sure you hit subscribe, notification bell on. And I'll catch you then. Let the games begin. Let the season begin. I'll see you there. Have a good one, people. Look after yourself. See you later on. Take care and peace.